To all those listening, greetings. My name is Toro Kithamee. I am a Sanghelios zealot and accredited historian. The Arbiter has given me the order to compile and report on all known history on the humans. This report is intended for the eyes and ears of the Arbiter and his generals only. My report will be recorded in sections, beginning with ancient humanity. The following is the first full section of this report. My record of these events is gathered from a variety of Forerunner intelligence constructs, scripts found in Forerunner computer systems, and what the United Nations Space Command and Office of Naval Intelligence saw fit to share with our own intelligence agencies. Ancient humanity's earliest known record shows that the race was, like the Shiralhane, fractured and rife within fighting and civil war. Records of further history were destroyed in this time, and much is unknown about the specifics, though it is known that humanity would eventually unify its broken structure. While a space-capable species, humanity did not achieve significant technological advancement until they encountered and allied with the ancient Sanghelios. I would like to include a personal anecdote here. I find it rich irony that the race that would vow to destroy humanity completely hundreds of millennia later would form an alliance with them in deep history. With the Sanghelios at their side providing high-tech equipment and weapons, the ancient humans thrived. Unlike their modern-day counterparts, ancient humans reportedly possessed much muscle mass and strength. Their natural adeptness for combat, combined with their intelligence and the powerful technology the Sanghelios provided, made the ancient humans a very formidable foe, and even the Forerunners began to consider them potential rivals. Eventually, the ancient humans and their Sanghelios allies would come into contact with the parasitic life form known as the Flood. After learning of the Flood's true nature, the coalition of ancient humans and Sanghelios forces launched a campaign aiming to eradicate the Flood from the universe. This was the beginning of the Human Flood War. While the initial aggressive action proved effective, the Flood quickly turned the tide of the conflict, and ancient humanity began to lose hold of numerous planetary systems. Desperate to survive, the ancient humans ventured into Forerunner territory in an attempt to escape. Instead, they ran into the Forerunner fleet, which misinterpreted them as an invasion force. The Forerunners violently launched what they thought was a first strike against an attacking foe. The Sanghelios, unlike the humans who reacted violently in return, broke off of their alliance with humanity and retreated back into their own space to avoid being destroyed and evolved by the Forerunners. Humanity, however, was doomed to fail. Without their Sanghelios allies, and already being weakened from the Flood, humanity was quickly routed by the Forerunners and evolved into a severely underdeveloped technological state of tribes of primitive hunters. The Flood had followed the ancient humans into Forerunner space, and when the Forerunners did not have any more success than humanity in eradicating the Flood by conventional means, they created the Halo Arrays and fired them, devolving the ancient humans even further. Humanity was then seeded onto their homeworld, Earth, or Erde Tyrene, by the Librarian, and would not advance past their primitive state for hundreds of millennia. This concludes section 1 of my report. As a final note, I would like to add that I find it unsurprising that the Sanghelios betrayed their ancient human allies. The Sanghelios know all too well the treachery that the Sanghelios are capable of. The cowards will never change their dishonorable ways. This is Toro Kithamee, and I thank those who have listened to my report.